Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the dial.
What's
It's off the
good?
clock again.
Yes, sir.
Yanko's around.
What up? What up? Hello,
It's
everyone.
been a while since I've been on cam. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Finally, it's good to have you
yeah,
back, mate.
shout out.
Good to have you
Appreciate it,
back.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You know, as I always say, I'm black.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. You know what
Yes,
time
sir.
it is.
Yes,
But yeah,
sir.
man, it's been a second. A lot has been happening.
Yes.
You know, the luxury time collaboration that we now have.
Yes, sir.
Really just like, you know, made me start shivering a little bit about why am I not on cam? You know
Yes,
what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yes, yeah.
You know, that deal that we have with them is just insane, bro. Like, it's such an amazing thing that we have. I mean, Casey's been on the pod now twice.
Yes.
I'd love to actually like have him on off the clock.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
it would actually work for us. Like, he's so knowledgeable in terms of like what he does,
Oh,
and I
yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
him and I respect it so much that it's mind blowing, bro.
That can definitely be
Like-
arranged, you know.
Like, we have to do it, man.
For sure.
Because I want him unfiltered.
yeah.
I want him
Yeah, it would be
unfiltered.
nice to hear, bro. But I
It
mean,
would be
guys,
nice, yeah.
if you want to buy, sell a watch, let them know.
Yeah.
Where do they buy? Where do they sell a watch? Let
You
them
know,
know, man.
so the best place in South Africa for
Yes, sir.
any luxury timepiece that you want, any timepiece that you're sourcing and you don't even know where to get it from, Luxury Time. I promise you. From your micro brands to all your macro brands, your Rolexes, your Pateks, all the way coming down to like your Cartiers and, you know, your Vacherons.
Even Casios, I believe.
Even
as well.
Casios as well.
Yeah.
Even Casios, you know, you can really, 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 you know, get that from Luxury Time. So follow them, follow the dial.
Shout out them,
Yeah,
yeah.
but since it's been a second, bro, and I'm so curious about why you guys made that Vacheron video.
Okay, which one? Are you talking about the Watches and Wonders video, or are you talking about the one we did with Casey last week?
The Watches and Wonders.
The Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why we did it was because it was the star of the show, to be fair. So when we covered it, we had to
True.
do it. I mean, 40 complications is no joke.
That's facts.
You know how I feel about Vacheron, very close to my heart.
Yeah.
So I had to include it for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Vacheron this year, in terms of Watches and Wonders, they absolutely destroyed the scene. I think they're miles ahead. So I think that's why we decided to cover it, but it was more of like a news thing.
Yeah.
But I think in the previous video that we did with Casey, I mean, our views. Like, I genuinely feel like Vacheron are that company that are now setting the standard, and their brand, as well as their longevity, as well as their innovation, right now is 10 tens.
You know, in the same video that you guys did with Casey, the first one,
Yeah.
you guys, I mean, he mentioned what I mentioned to you guys.
Okay.
Or what I mentioned to you specifically on I think it was episode 3 of Off the Clock. We discussed the fact that there's no innovation, right? And he said the same thing. We had the same sentiments. And I don't believe that because they've created a grand complication. Look, they've done many grand complications. But
well,
I have a problem with the fact that I don't think... Look, it's innovative. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not going to set the standard because they're only making like one or two, because it takes them so long to actually produce that watch. But you've got other complications from multiple other different like brands that have made more of those pieces.
I
So
see what you're saying. Yeah.
The innovation part still isn't being covered. That's
see.
just my fight.
Let me counter you with this then.
Yeah.
Innovation, well, the way I see it as well is we also have to go with the technology curve, right? True. So what I feel like Vacheron is doing, and the reason why they're making one, is they're trying to show us the latest and greatest technology that we have so far,
Okay.
right? I fully believe that if Vacheron, if they wanted to, they could have made maybe like 10, 20 of them.
Yeah.
Of course, the R&D time would be insane. Of
Yeah.
course, it
Yeah.
would take longer.
Yeah.
But I think right now, maybe, I think we're getting, when they released that, it showed like the edge of technology, like where we are right now. Because we always have to go that kind of curve. So if you can't outdevelop technology where it is now, we have to like kind of meet the standards. So when they did that, it's kind of like a showcase one of one, like, okay, guys, we've designed this and this is where the technology is right now, kind of thing. That's why
I get you, but
feel
then
like that,
I mean,
yeah.
if you really look at what Jacob and Co has done with Astronomia, the piece, the multiple pieces. I mean, bro,
Okay.
they've got the what's this the roulette one?
Yes.
Right. They've got so many different pieces of amazing complications. The Bugatti Chiron one.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
The fact that they can do that, and now we're sitting in a position where Vacheron creates a watch with 40 different complications.
Yes.
Fully understood. I
Yes.
really love it. I think it's an amazing piece. I'm very different in terms of what that strap looks like and why would they specifically
Put it on
pick.
leather. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that part.
Yeah.
Because that strap for me just doesn't work with the actual.
What
watch
strap would you
itself.
have wanted then? For the
Honestly,
grand
I think that I
complication?
would have really loved a steel, like a, you know, or even like a, I don't know, maybe something gold, man, something that would have actually worked with that type of material in terms of how complicated it would be to actually just not make the watch itself, but to also create something that the bracelet should be just as insane. Because that leather strap with the green, you know, like
Yeah.
little stitching,
The braiding, yeah.
the graving doesn't make any sense for me, because it's like, this is your most amazing watch.
So you felt like it was a bit too basic.
It was too basic.
I could.
It was too basic. And I sent that into the group as
yeah.
well. Like I said, gents, this is not making sense in terms of just like what the strap looks like.
Yeah.
Like, I promise you, had they developed a different strap, it would have been a different level of conversation. Even if they decided to use that Kevin O'Leary red, you
Yes.
know, like something that
That would have
stands
been-
out.
yes, yeah, the
Something
strap-
that
the
stands
strap
out. The
was- yeah.
strap, we look at the watch, and I think maybe that's what they were going for, was the fact that don't look at the overall watch, look at the complication.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's not a day-to-day person's
Yes.
situation.
It's not meant to be
It's
worn,
not
right?
meant to be worn.
Yes.
Hence why they're only making one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you can imagine how much that's going to cost. Specifically for, you know, amazing watch collectors out there.
Yes.
You know, they will be able to, you know, buy that one. And,
Yes.
you know, you can flex and be like, I've only got the one.
The one, yeah.
But that's it. What's next?
I see what you're
What's
saying.
next? So that's my only conversation when it comes to with Vacheron. Hence why I will put them against the Jacob & Co. Because Jacob & Co. has created so many different complications, so many different watches, so many different designs, that they still are available for retail.
For mass.
For
en
mass
Well, like
distribution.
when we talk about en masse, it's not like thousands. but
Like,
yeah.
look, I'm not saying thousands,
Yeah.
because obviously the layman can't afford that.
Yes.
But I'm saying that they can develop that watch multiple times.
Okay. But I can counter you with this.
Yeah.
You of course you already know this, but you know Jacob and Co don't make their own movements, right?
True. I'm cool with that. I'm
So-
I'm 100% okay with
Where
that.
do we draw the line there? Because Vacheron are spending their R&D, and
Yeah.
then Jacob and Co are, of course, fine. You can think of a movement, right?
Yeah.
And you can send the specifications to.
Yeah.
I forgot what they. I forgot which company makes their movements. You
Yeah.
can send the specifications and they make it for you. But
Yeah.
like, there's something. I feel like there's a difference there, because if it's not in house and you send it somewhere else, I don't feel like you can compare the two. That's how I feel.
At this point, we're talking
Let's
about
talk about it. Yeah.
We're talking about ghostwriters.
Yeah, basically,
We're
Jacob
basically
and Co has
talking about-
ghostwriters. That's
we're
what I
talking
feel
about
like.
ghostwriters right now. So
Yeah.
it's
They don't
the
write their own
same-
raps.
So, exactly, but then it's the
Yeah,
same
that's how I
conversation
feel about Jacob,
as
yeah.
to, for me, it's like, it's not about, you know, who's actually producing the back end. For me, it's about how you present it to the people. You
Okay.
hear what I'm saying? So we're sitting in a position now where we've got this whole beef, you know, in the rap world,
Yeah.
right? That a lot of people still discount and discredit how a person like Drake has delivered his entire catalog.
Yeah.
Though he might not have written all of it, but the way he's delivered it, right? So I believe that
Okay.
with Jacob & Co., the way that they've delivered the product is so much more different than what Vacheron has really given us the product itself. The delivery of Vacheron has always been to watch collectors, old men, old ladies, and a different bracket, as I always say,
man, old
a
lady.
different Constantin. You know what I'm saying? Like a different Mandela,
echelon.
a
of-
different echelon. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
it.
I do kind of follow what you're trying to say. You
Yeah.
know, of course, with the analogy of the rap thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see that. So, are you trying to say that Jacob and Co pumps more watches out than Vacheron, which is true? So it would be like you're saying, like, the legacy of Drake and how Drake has always just, you know, produced a lot of music
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But we also can agree that some of his music hasn't hit the same way we can also agree that some of the Jacob and Co pieces haven't hit.
True.
So here's my question to you, right? Would you rather then wait 5 years for somebody like Kendrick or somebody like Vacheron, right? Let's say Vacheron equals Kendrick, Drake equals Jacob and Co. Let's just say, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather wait 5 years for a Vacheron that is made meticulously, that is made specifically for that person or that entity, or would you rather have somebody that is pumping out watches on watches? Because I mean, how many lines does the Jacob and Co have? They have the Bugatti for all the Bugatti owners, right? They have the Godfather, they have the Astronomia and all those kind of things. Are you willing to wait for a Vacheron where it takes like, you know, sometimes they say good things. Oh, good things.
Yeah, no,
good things. You know, good things take time, or would you rather just be like, nah, I want every year, like Jacob and Co. Yeah.
See, my chat is in terms of watches, right? There's so many things that continue to happen every single year. We get watches on wonders every single year.
Yeah.
Right? My problem with releasing every 5 years, just don't release anything bad. And Vacheron has, honestly, we can understand that they've got a reputation of not releasing the best watches. That's something we can agree on.
Can we?
But I mean, after the screwdriver conversation.
Oh, that's how you feel.
After the screwdriver conversation. Well, it's personal.
Yeah, it's
for me.
personal. It's not unanimous.
All views
though.
are my own.
I like it.
They're
so,
not
you
of
know
the
what
channel.
I mean? So we can't really agree on that.
No, we can't agree on that.
But yes, yeah.
My challenge with them is that every 5 years you cannot release an album just with, I'm trying to have an analogy to this. You can't release an album that sounds the same, but you've tweaked a few things. So hence why with Jacob and Co releasing so many different pieces, they've the skeleton,
they've advanced the flavors of
my man. It's insane, bro.
Of watches. There's different kind of flavors, different type of genres,
different type of genres, different type of things. Hence why I can call them a Drake, because
that's a fair point.
You've got your R&B, you've got your rappity rap, and then you've got like your little house, something that you can enjoy, when you're out with the mates.
Yeah.
But then you've got your introspective. You know?
Yeah.
So Jacob and Co has those pieces, but when it comes to Vacheron, we don't have those pieces. And honestly, I feel like I'm gonna let them live, because every single off the clock that I do is just Vacheron. But I'm like, in all honesty, they have amazing watches. I will never take away from that. And I said that before. And I still stand on business when I say innovation is a problem.
Okay.
The grand complication that they released is not for the mass.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
Everything else that they've released is not for the mass.
Okay.
One or two is for the mass.
So what do you want to see Vacheron do? Do you want to see them release a sports watch? Do you want to see them be like a Rolex?
Fam, I'm not even saying take the way the way that
what
Rolex
flavors, like you mentioned in your analogy,
Yeah.
what flavors do you want to see from them if you feel like Vacheron is not
honestly
versatile?
Sports watches, couple of GMTs, something that the mass can enjoy.
GMTs they do have.
But that is the mass enjoying.
Well, they enjoy the overseas.
I'm
just playing devil's advocate.
No, you're right. You're right. But I still believe that if it's just the overseas, what else?
Okay.
What else?
So you want to see them release like more
different flavors. You know what I'm saying? Give me some time. Give me some cumin. Give me some Italian herbs on this side. Give me some paprika. Show up with something different, bro. Like, show us something different, because you're known for making your own in-house movements. 100%. You've done this for years. Now we're sitting in a position where your anniversary piece that you released last year was the exact same anniversary piece or exact same watch that you released 2-3 years before, just in a different tweaked way. As an anniversary piece, that doesn't make sense, bro. I'm just saying. But let's. I mean, we
can go forever, but like,
forever, bro.
Comment section.
Let
us know how you feel.
No, I know how they feel.
It's a good.
I know how they feel.
Convo.
I know how they feel, because already we've got the one Bruella who's like, but you guys are talking smack about the.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which.
Exactly. Speaking of which, the one Bruella was
he called you out your name,
he called me
bro.
out my name, but I was like, bro,
on the comments.
But and he even said I will wear this watch any day, and I'm in my head I said no problem, you can, but you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Not even paper-wise. But you can't get it because there's one piece. They just showed off. They just went out and said, you know what, we can show off. We can do one thing right.
Okay.
We can do one thing right, which is creating the most complicated watch on the planet. And then that's it. What's next? What are we doing next? What else are we releasing?
Babies, the
quality, okay, but what are we
bro?
releasing next? I'm just saying, what are we releasing next?
We have to wait and see, bro. We don't know what Jacob's releasing next.
But Jacob continues to release week, month after month. They continue to release. This year, I'm 100% sure they're going to release another piece. Like they already released now before Watches and Wonders. They're going to release again. No doubt about it. Another complication. Fair game, they don't make the movements in-house. 100%. But it's the innovation. It's the innovative part for me that it's tangible. You know, it's in the atmosphere. You can really feel that they're going to do something different. The samurai skull faces, the skeletons, all of the things that they've done. Come on, bro. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Get out of here, man.
Listen.
But anyway, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Actually, well, beyond, Vacheron, because it always leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but it's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I just want to say that to that fan that said, I remember that comment. I was like, I will tell Matt. So Matt, you have to respond to that guy.
No, I've responded. But I need him to come on the pod if you really want to chat about this. I've got my facts and my opinions.
Hey,
look, there's facts and then there's opinions.
Yeah,
I'm basing my opinions around facts.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So I want him to pull up on the pod. We can chat.
We can have a debate, a young debate.
Yeah, just a young little debate, man. Like a young little 10, 15 minutes off the clock, sideline debate. I'm cool with that. And I've been waiting for Chris because Chris needs to catch these hands. Chris needs to catch these hands. You know what I'm saying? He needs to catch these hands in terms of this discussion.
No,
but I feel like that should...
You can't keep catching strays. Chris, come back
exactly,
to the channel,
but come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like you've been here and then you go on and you come back and you go on. Come on, man. Like me and you should just, have a good synergy and we need to shoot again. But I think that the pieces that have been released as of recent,
Watches and Wonders, yeah.
Like watches, even outside in general, bro.
How
like
you've been feeling, yeah.
Roger Dubois, on their 50th anniversary, that piece was insane.
Yeah, it was.
Look,
I'm not familiar with Roger Dubois, but I did check them out after the Dialed News.
Yeah, after Dialed In,
on Instagram. Guys, check it out.
That was insane. Yeah. What Piaget has been doing.
Yes.
It's out of this world, bro.
That yellow gold polo.
That yellow gold for me was
not yellow. Was it? No, white gold, mate.
No, it was white gold.
The white gold.
Yeah, the white gold. It was the white gold, but. For me, my chat is the pieces that have been released quite recently. Venezia and Nico now is about to release a V5000.
Yes,
their own
movement. Congratulations to them, by the way.
Bro, like...
That's insane.
It's insane how these pieces that are coming out of the micro brands, or so-called micro brands, because I know Piaget is not seen as a micro brand.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know about it. Right?
Yeah.
So the movements that... on just the pieces alone that they've just released in the past couple of months. I mean, it's month 5 now. We've seen some of the most amazing pieces, bro.
C12 logo.
Oh, C12. I'm wearing the C1. C1.
Yeah.
C12.
C1. Yeah. Shout out
bro,
that.
like shout out to the C1 for real.
Shout out Vanessa and Nico as well.
We
forgot to do a wrist check, bro. Let them know what you're wearing.
So I've got the C1 Moonface. Christopher Ward. Chris is doing something amazing, man. Like, honestly,
Ward is doing crazy things.
You posted on your status the other day. You said I don't even want to look at the time.
It doesn't.
It's not even the time.
It's
genuinely the piece
you
itself.
You don't care what time it is.
It's such an art
and
piece,
the tech as well, man.
Like, it's such an art piece. This moon phase is probably the most beautiful watch that I've ever seen in my life with my own 2 eyes.
Hey,
like,
you're not the only person that's
honestly, with the starry whole entire like dial setup.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And what I love about it is the fact that, the blue background. It's a very dark blue background that it
Aventurian,
has. It's very the Aventurian dial.
Yeah.
What I love is you don't actually get to see the hands.
Yes.
The hands blend into it because they're silver, right?
They don't want you to see.
They don't want you to see the time.
They want you to see the night sky.
My man, it's such an insane piece, and like the compliments I can imagine tenfold.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. You don't need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't code the situation.
Yeah.
You don't count.
You don't
know?
carve,
You don't carve. You don't carve. You don't count.
Yeah.
You know, we're not here for you.
sure.
We're here for these.
No, the
But-
C1 move phase is beautiful. Beautiful.
Amazing.
I'm wearing
What
the
you
red
got?
and Torre again, Venenze, Nico, friends of ours,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this again.
Yeah.
And also congratulations for the V5000. Honestly, that is pretty cool, guys.
That is amazing.
Micro brands are the place to be.
micro brands
Yeah.
are the place to be, because I saw somebody even like they corrected me
Yeah.
on the previous
What?
on the previous, but I said macro brands. I
Oh,
was like,
macro. Oh, yeah.
micro. Sorry, let me get my pronunciation in
Oh, the
order.
comment section.
Yeah, man, they're hammering,
You
but
didn't
it's
say it
fine.
right,
And you know
yeah.
what's crazy? The brew actually even DM'd us.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, this brew is DMing just to make sure that you get your situations in order.
No, I
was
love
you
the
know,
passion.
No, but I love the
for
passion,
that.
man. It shows up like in terms of like the enthusiasts in South Africa. We have so many,
Yes.
but I really need them to get into micro brands.
Yes.
Get into your micro brands.
Yes.
Get into that bag, because that bag makes sense.
Yeah.
Like your Venetian Nikos, you got your Christopher Wards, you got so many timepieces, bro, that really speak to just the culture of what
Yes.
this whole movement is.
passion.
The passion, you know, like
Tool Watch Co as well.
to watch
mate.
Co. Oh, fam.
Buddy.
That winner.
Yo.
Too lucky.
Jealous. yes.
Too
jealous.
lucky. But
Yeah.
you know, getting into another like low bag. I want to come back because I feel like you don't like Audemars Piguet, and now they're doing another collaboration.
That's not true.
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's not true. It's not like I don't like them. It's
Yeah.
just some of the things. It's just like, why?
But they're doing another collaboration.
With? Actually, I'm not.
If I'm not wrong, they're doing it again with they're
With
likely
Cause?
with Cause.
Oh, no,
they're doing it again with Cause.
Lord, no. Why? Why?
Because you don't like it, that's why.
but why though? Like they would. I like Audemars Piguet, and
Yeah.
for people, just to clarify this, guys, I love Audemars Piguet. I do. Like, if you were to give me a Royal Oak to wear for the rest of my life, I would do it. For me, it's just like the collaboration. Sometimes it just gets too much. Like what they're doing with the code. What is it, Daniel? It's 5911, 5811. Yeah, that is cool. But like when you're doing it with Cause and all those,
Come on,
no,
bro.
like
I think it's a vital chat.
No.
I think that them getting into that space,
yeah,
it shows something. It shows that as I said before,
Yeah.
they're really in tune with what's going on. Just not in like music
Yeah.
alone,
Yeah.
but not with just influences,
Yeah.
but with the art space. Because Cause art pieces are insane. I mean,
Yes.
they released. Recently, they did that whole Thailand thing where
Yes,
they had
yes,
that
yes.
big statue in Thailand in the middle of a forest.
Yes.
Still have it there now,
Yes.
I'm assuming. But with what Cause has been able to do, for me, it's them reaching into the art space and showing that watchmaking is an actual
art,
art.
yes.
It's an art form. And I
Yes.
continue to say that time and time again.
Speaking of collabos,
Yeah.
actually, wait, actually, I'll let you finish your point.
Yeah,
Finish
but-
and then I'll,
yeah. So I think that them like going back and doing more collaborations, it works for them. It makes so much sense in terms of Audemars as a brand and the connection that they want to have within the different spaces that they're around. You know, so
they are on those spaces. To be fair,
it's insane.
To be fair,
they are
yeah.
on those spaces, but I still think that it's an amazing piece. I don't want to lie. I feel that the collaborations are amazing. Here and there, then I'll be like, ish.
Did you really like that Cause?
I really liked it. Would I wear it? Would I wear it is a different conversation.
I might need to
But
see it in real life. You
I
know
think
what
that's
mean?
the chat. I think Audemars needs to send that piece to you.
Which is why I don't really hate them as much, because
Yeah.
you never really like know until you actually see it. But
Yeah, true.
yeah,
It's like a Cartier.
yeah,
It's like a Cartier. I feel like I've always understood the innovation of the tank.
yeah. How do you feel about the jumping hours, by the way? Sorry to just cut you off.
Jumping hours.
How did you feel about that?
I think it's innovative. I think it's a different type of thing that they're doing, but I'm not really a fan
Of the jumping hours, the tank jumping hours.
I'm not a fan of
of that old
in
movement
general
that they used to do, the jumping. Oh,
In
you're not a
general,
fan.
I'm not a fan of jumping hours. In
Oh,
general,
actually,
in
that's
general,
good.
like
Oh,
which is
okay.
actually quite true. I'm really, really not a fan of. Jumping
Why?
hours.
Do you mind if I ask why? Like, what is it about that
I feel like it's
that you
plain.
don't like? Huh?
I feel like it's plain,
But that's the point, though.
which is the point. But
Yeah.
I just feel like it's plain. For me, I'm not a plain type.
Because I think what they were trying to do is more retro style. Because the jumping hours movement has been around for a while.
It's been around
Since
for a
the
while. No,
90s,
definitely.
1900s, yeah.
But
feel like
as I
it's-
say, for me, it's just too plain. I'm not a plain watch type of guy.
Okay, you want peace.
Like I don't want
to
it
be
busy,
busy.
but I need it. I need it
Yeah.
to be. There needs to be a reason, and I don't think that jumping hours is a reason. If you look at the Venezia Nico, which one did we have previously? We had the Arsenale,
Yes.
right? The Arsenale didn't have a second hand,
Yes.
right? But the purple spoke.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
spoke for itself. The
Okay.
entire watch itself, the way it came,
Yeah.
was just, it was amazing. That makes sense. It wasn't busy. It wasn't too quiet.
Yeah.
It was just on balance. That's what I appreciate. The jumping hours,
Yeah.
however, they just look subtle. They look plain. They just look plain for me. So I'm not a fan. That's
Okay.
just me personally. As
Okay.
I always say, these are my thoughts. Don't blame the
yeah.
whole channel. Send us
Yeah.
a watch. Send us a jumping hour if you really want to.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure. I'd love to see.
I
them.
feel, that
So I take you don't like the Nico Leonard collaboration, the main, because that also was a jumping hours.
I don't like it. I'm being honest. I don't like
Okay.
it. That's just my own point of view. I don't like it. But I don't want to dwell too much on things I don't like. Hence, I'm trying to get away from Vacheron so much. But the only reason I talk about Vacheron is because, all the comments,
Yes.
come back and be like, yeah, but you've been talking smack.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
like, I'm not going to catch your strays, man.
Don't fall for it, man. They're
Hey,
just
man.
trying to wind you up, bro.
They're just trying to wind me up.
trying
But
to
it's
wind
chilled.
you up,
No, it's
yeah.
chilled. We'll get to that point, but at the end of the day, I believe that what's been released in 2025 so far has been the most interesting pieces, the most amazing complications. Shout out Vacheron for that complication, for the grand complication.
Solaria, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I still think that micro brands are really kicking everybody out of the water.
Yes.
Like it or not.
Yes.
I don't care how anybody else is gonna feel about this. Rolex, with the land dweller, it's fine. We like it, chilled.
Yeah.
But what micro brands are doing right now is out of this world. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at the movement, perpetually for me, it's just like, oh my days. We're sitting in, this is literally like the golden years of micro brands. And those
It's only getting started. That's what
it's
I think.
only getting, but I feel like it's the golden age for them because
You feel like we've already arrived? I feel like
honestly,
we
I
haven't
think
even
we've
arrived yet, buddy.
bro, the fact that Venezia and Nico can make their own movement, the V5000, that's, bro, you don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't get to see that. And within this space of just amazing, beautiful watches, what they have done and what every other micro brand is doing, I don't think they're getting started. They've already been started, bro. They're already outside now. Now they're giving the big brands a run for
For
their
their
money.
money, yeah.
All of them. Hence why Vacheron, lovely complication. But these homies are catching up.
yeah, they are.
These homies
At a
are
rate of
catching,
not, to be fair.
they catching up and very quickly.
Studio Underdog, just to close out, how do you
Yeah.
feel about that marketing?
I love it.
The fake thing and
I love it.
the real thing. That
Studio
was-
Underdog is amazing, bro. Like the way that they actually presented. Hence why I keep going back into how you present the actual product.
Yeah.
I think that they're outside. I think that they're really doing something.
pretty cool, yeah.
It's pretty cool, bro. Like they're really making some of the most amazing marketing tactics that I've seen.
That was
like
genius, honestly.
in
Because
such
you could have
a
just
long
hit them with a
time.
lawsuit and then
Yeah, exactly. And
no,
the
like, no,
cease
we're
and
gonna
desist.
spin this. That's
cease and
that's smart,
desist.
that's
Yeah,
smart,
like,
yeah.
well, they're not like us.
Quite literally, they're not like us.
Quite
yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
So I love it, but I really, really appreciate what Studio Underdog has been doing.
Yeah.
I would love to ask them to please just send us a watch.
Yeah,
Let us review.
Shout out
let
to
us have
Studio
it on
Underdog.
hand. Shout out to Studio Underdog.
Please.
Christopher Ward, this piece is amazing. I don't know when we're going to get that bel canto though, but we're looking forward to seeing and having that piece.
Let's hope. Yeah.
I would love to see, like that's a piece that rivals a lot. But I think that one of the most important things that I need to bring light back to is being how appreciative I am of luxury time.
Yeah.
Luxury time has, given us a place where we can really be able to marvel in what we love.
Yeah.
Casey being amazing as he is, man, the knowledge that he brings onto this channel, I love those episodes to bits. I mean, hence why I would love to have him on Off the Clock, because I want to pick his brain.
Yes.
He's got such a innovative brain and such a technical mindset of said pieces that he knows how to actually delve deep into them. He's touched them. You've seen the movements, open and closed. It's just like, they've broken them apart and seen every single aspect of them. And his taste in vintage for me it's extraordinary. So I would really, really, really just want to shout out again to Luxury Time. Really appreciate you. It's been such an amazing episode. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. Shout out.
I just took a little bit of a hiatus.
But this is Chris's seat, boy.
Yeah, this is Chris's seat.
You put me in that seat today. Yeah.
I had Chris the
It's like I was your Chris punching bag for some reason.
No, Chris.
You didn't pull any punches today.
You did not help your boy out. You know what I'm saying? You didn't help your bro out. But at the end of the day, I think that we've gotten to a place. I mean, we've already had our anniversary. 1 year anniversary.
Thank you so much,
this
guys,
is
for
probably
your support, for sure.
I think it's episode 7. We're sitting plus of 600 subscribers. Would love to be in a different bracket as well. But the ones that we have so far, the people who have really been communicating with us, the people who've really shared their thoughts in the comments and really encouraged us to keep going, I really appreciate them. And
for sure.
This is not going to be the end of Off the Clock. This is only the beginning of where we are. This is episode 7.
Big plans.
We got big plans to do. Big plans. Casey being one of them. Under the influence of a little bit of something. Man. But I really appreciate everybody. I think that we're sitting in a position where, in all honesty, I've got no words to even describe how thankful I am of where we are right now and where we're going to be going, and how much support and love and the appreciation is, again, I say, from Luxury Time, from Christopher Ward, from Venezia Nico, from all the other watch brands that we've collaborated and we've discussed, and we've time and time again went back and forth with on how they feel about the podcast itself and how our views might affect their growth. The fact that our language, our words actually mean something to these brands, it makes me, it makes me shed a tear at times. And I'm just like, I appreciate it. And I think that we're going to be sitting in a position quite soon where Vacheron is going to be like, you know what, let me shut this guy's mouth up. You know what I'm saying? And I'd love to have one of their technical guys on the podcast. And,
we'll lay some facts for you.
To lay some real facts for me and tell me why they just like marketing.
And tell you why you're wrong.
Exactly. Why are you saying that we're marketing to old people? Give me the gist of things. But yeah, man, it's been Off the Clock, episode 7. Thank you so much, Yanko.
Shout out.
Thank you for holding down the fort on my hiatus.
Yes.
Daniel, shout out to you as well in the back. Chris, I got no words for you no more. Show up, come back home, bro. Let's make this thing happen.
Share, subscribe.
Make sure you continue to give us your comments, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias. Make sure you follow Luxury Time, Christopher Ward, Venezia Nico. Damn, the list could go on. Honestly, the list could go on.
Yeah, and shout out Luxury Time as well, man. Go visit their website if you want to buy or sell a watch. Go there. Definitely. Tell them the Dow said what's up. I mean, sent you. Just tell them that you got us from you got the referral from the Dial. Let us grow, man. Let's continue to grow. Stay blessed, everybody. Make sure that you continue being amazing, and in all honesty, continue to stay on the watch. About to say stay off the watch. Stay off the clock. Stay on the watch.
Stay on the watch, man. Stay on the watch. Let's
stay
make sure.